Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody in the city of Tucson. It is Dr. Hope, Fresh Start with Dr. Hope. Tom Cortez is in the building as my co host. Listen, it's going down. We excited for another weekend. So, we say all the time go get your Fruit Loops, get your Apple Jacks, Captain Crunch, cream of wheat, oatmeal, mocha lattes, coffee, cocoa, hot cocoa, whatever you need. Get on up, get ready, get ready. It's the Fresh Start Show. Listen, we are excited again for another weekend. Lately, we've been having a nice little warm front. It's been 80 degrees in
Cooking.
February, and we are loving it. A little out of the season, but I take it. We just excited again just to come to you. Um, we talk about several issues on our show, far as we talk about our issues with the justice system, former incarcerated issues, reentry, recidivism. We talk about mental health. We talk about trauma. All of that is interconnected, believe it or not. And we're just excited again for another weekend to be with you on this Saturday morning. And we are excited because people have been asking, and so it's coming to you on March 22nd. We're bringing our Fresh Start Empowerment Clinic back, and we are excited. It's our first quarter. Every quarter, we'll be bringing clinics leading up to the expo in October. So keep it locked on that. We're going to be doing many more throughout the year, and we are very thankful with our partner, Goodwill partners, are helping us to make that happen. We're excited for my good friend Lance Meek for taking a chance on a brother. And we appreciate that for allowing us to come. In our city, we a lot of times have a lot of redundant programs. But when we get an opportunity where we can stop being siloed and come together and be more inclusive to make our community a better place, it's always an opportunity. And Lance with the Goodwill have been a long-term partner with us when we were doing the expos at the TCC. So now we know that there are needs in this area, helping people handle their legal issues throughout the year. So that's why we came up with the clinics to do this every quarter. So every quarter, expect to hear about those clinics. So listen, come on out, get your legal issues together. We're going to be helping you with court fees and fines. We're going to help you with outstanding tickets, pending warrants. On the felony side, we're certainly going to be helping you with sealing your records and getting your conviction set aside, restoration of rights. Tom Cortez was one of our benefactors, working with the program, but at the same time benefited from the program. And so I always love to hear his testimony as well. Listen, we'll give you more announcements later on the show, but I wanted to make sure that we take advantage of the time that we have. And so, speaking of the Goodwill, we have the Goodwill in the studio right now in real time. And so, we are excited. Excuse me. I've been having a dry cough ever since I got that neurovirus. So, it's like the last thing to go. But we got Lance Meeks in the building, and we excited. Vice President of Community what?
Community engagement.
In community engagement. So he's making moves, man. He's
He's
a
like a
VP.
pastor.
Yeah. He probably feel it, man. Got to manage all kind of people of different personalities. There we go.
Amen.
It's a lot.
And so we're excited for him, and we're gonna be talking through that and talking about our reentry partnership that we're doing. And we have Bear as well as in the building. He's the reentry program manager. Doing some great things in the community, which makes sense why we need to be together doing a lot of this work,
Certainly.
right? Instead of being so siloed, so we can make a greater impact. So, without further ado, we want to welcome the Goodwill organization to the show. And Lance, what's going on, man?
Well, I just want to thank Dr. Holt. Thank you, Tom, for both having Bear and myself here representing Goodwill Southern Arizona. We are truly excited for this upcoming Fresh Start International Empowerment Clinic. And, March 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 1940 East Silver Lake, Suite 401. I've been to a lot of the Fresh Start events, and it's been truly amazing to see the way the community responds, right? And so we know, all of us in this room, that there are challenges on an everyday. There's barriers every day, and so our goal at Goodwill is to connect with community partners such as Fresh Start International to do the work together and not be in silos. And so I'm excited because I've got my good friend, my good brother here, Bear Barley. He's been doing work in this community for many years, and now he's leading out a lot of our reentry programs and services. And so we're here today to talk about not only the Empowerment Clinic, but hey, how can Goodwill Southern Arizona be useful? We have programming, we have employment opportunities. I mean, you name it, we are here for this community. And we also want to listen to what the community needs are, because I really think that's important. So these events provide us the opportunity. And I just remember the last time, and Dr. Holt, I'm going to hold you accountable. Since the last time we had this empowerment clinic, I think we went over a couple hours,
Yeah.
but it was busy. But, and I was drained, the many people I've met, but it was so inspiring and encouraging to see folks. You're talking about these judges from Superior Court, from City Court, come down and meet the people where they're at, right?
Yeah.
They're not on the bench.
Yep.
You're seeing community partners table that take time on their Saturday to be available, to talk, to share, to give resources. So thankful for that.
Awesome. We got Barry in the building, the program manager for reentry. Been doing a lot of great work in this area, and we're excited to have him on the show. And we're glad he's still on the wall doing the work, standing on the wall doing this work. We want you to stay on that wall, my brother. Welcome to the show. Tell us about what's going on.
I appreciate you, Dr. Holt and Tom, for having me, giving me some opportunity to come on your guys' show with Fresh Start here and talk about all the great things that Goodwill of Southern Arizona has going on as far as re-entry work to help reduce recidivism rates and work on that big-time reform that we're talking about here, across the country. So it's just an honor to be here with you and being able to talk a little bit about Goodwill's reentry department. Goodwill's reentry department has both an adult and a young adult program. I'll start with our young adult program. It's a growth opportunities or Department of Labor grant with Goodwill International, and it's for those individuals that are 18 to 24 years of age that have had justice involvement or have been justice impacted. They reside in targeted geographic or planned areas around Tucson, and they've been expelled from school prior to getting their GED or high school diploma. The purpose of this program is to introduce and prepare justice-involved young people for the world of work through placements into paid work experiences on a path to more equitable career opportunities with their peers. In addition to paid work experiences, the program encompasses occupational education and training in in-demand industries, leadership development, mentorship component, and post-work experience placement into unsubsidized employment or post-secondary education. I think, Dr. Holt and Tom, what a unique thing about this for both of our whole reentry department, there's a unique piece. I think Goodwill has partnered with Emerge, the Center Against Domestic Violence, and our Vice President, Lance Meeks, has had this vision of bringing a healing justice component to the work that we do. As we know, people that are being released and paroled have had traumatic experiences in their life, through the justice system, just in America, with just the systemic things that are laced throughout our culture and our society. And, the purpose of this healing justice program in partnership with Emerge is designed to support people in understanding how past experiences with violence shape their life, healing from those experiences and creating healthier relationships for a brighter future. We have a host of services and support and wraparound services that go with both our adult and young adult program. You know, our adult program is more of a work experience project for motivated, justice involved adults 18 and over that may have some skills, you know, already, may have that high school diploma and need to get to work a little bit quicker than some of the other opportunity youth or young adults that need some more of that crowd around support to make sure that they, you know, that they're thriving and making it through. I would love some spaces sometime to tell you about some of the opportunities and services that Goodwill is offering, not only, you know, participants, but we're taking a holistic view, and we're offering services not to just the participant, but to their family members, their kids, and, you know, if you will, we want to be vertically integrated from seed to table. You know, when you come to Goodwill for a service, we're not only servicing you, but your family as well.
Awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
That's just dynamite, bro. I mean, we're dealing with trauma before, trauma in the process, trauma after, trauma upon release. And we got these compound and complex traumas which develop the situation to begin with. And now you guys are reaching out in order to touch those on the after. We're going to be reaching into the prisons to do trauma workshops on the before they're released, so that we can start to recognize that every person getting out of there has triggers. And they're going to be confronted by those triggers. They have to have an option. Okay, I had a solution to my problem of being molested, of being abused, and my solution was to become an addict and an alcoholic. Okay, because that's all I had the tools to do at that age, right? Now I have tools that I can work on those things. And Dr. Holt says it all the time. We have a responsibility to heal from the traumas that we have experienced. We have a responsibility to move forward, or we never will. And you guys offering these programs, it's just absolutely wonderful. I mean, we talk about Goodwill, and we talk about the green room, where everybody still doubts us, right? Everybody's still doubting us in the green room, bro, because they got their paperwork. They're waiting to see a judge. There ain't no way this judge is doing this for me, right?
Yeah.
4 years, probably over $1 million in fines have been eliminated or reduced at this point, bro. So after they see the judge, they come out and they are completely different people with a burden off their back. It's like going to the court. You said, I got my rights restored this year, but I was in court with a bunch of people from Fresh Start, and they were getting seal your record. They were getting expungement. They were getting restoration. And the weight that came off of these individuals, being able to actually, at the point way after their release, way after the end of their sentence, they were able to finish their sentence and walk away from it. You're supposed to be able to do your sentence and pay your debt and return to the system, return to the community whole. That's not happening, bro. But these programs, it makes that happen.
Yeah.
It makes us wholer, so that we can handle the situations in a more mature way, in an educated way, because we have people coming alongside of us with the resources and the programs that are going to help us adjust, bro, so we don't have to choose a solution that we don't have other tools for, other equipment to handle, right? We're going to have the toolbox that when we're confronted by these triggers, we're going to be able to deal, bro.
Yes.
And we're not going to be able to deal the way we used to. We're going to be able to deal in a new way that moves into a new future, because we're not doing the same things. We're not the dog returning to the vomit. That's not who we are. And this is not who we were made to be. We were made to be so much more, bro. And now with these programs, you give people like me the opportunity to be what they were made to be, bro, and to have flourishing futures, because you're making them whole again.
And you inspire me to continue to do the work, Tom.
Amen, bro.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. You know, really, this is real public safety. Public safety is not just arresting your way to a solution. You better have some resources and some opportunities for people when they complete their sentence and begin to get released and come back into our communities, because that's how you really impact the recidivism rates and shifting mindsets where people don't want to go back to prison. And so, again, we you know, you're saying, who we listen to? You listen to the Fresh Start Show with Dr. Holt. We on the 106 The Groove, and we have our special guest, Goodwill, is in the building. So how do we get to getting more focus on reentry as a mission with Goodwill?
Well, I think we've really have had this goal of expanding reentry services and programs in the community, and I think we're just at the start of it, right? We've been doing a lot of things in this community for 50 plus years, and one of the things that we know that there's a huge reentry population in the community, right? And so by listening to the community, as an organization, we did a community needs assessment, right? And for Goodwill Southern Arizona, we know that not only in Tucson, but in our rural communities, there are needs. And so we're trying to continue to position ourselves to go after grant funding, right? To partner with different organizations and nonprofits who are aligned with our mission and our vision, so that we can support the community. And so it is what Bear talked about, not only part of our responsibility as Goodwill Southern Arizona. We're a workforce development agency. The main goal is to put people back to work, right? And so we know that, but then we also know that there are barriers that hinder folks. And so our job is to come in there and help remove those barriers with individuals who are ready to move forward. And a lot of that piece, what we found out probably in the last few years, is that healing component, right? We weren't even thinking about that at one point. And so just changing our mindset as an organization. And so it's good that our leadership at Goodwill was on board with what we're moving forward, and then, working together in the community with folks like Fresh Start, Emerge, Gap Ministries. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah.
We're able to do the work.
Awesome. So, Bear, what are some of your, probably, I would say, challenges that you're seeing? Is it getting qualified people? Is it getting enough people to take advantage of services you're offering? What are some of your challenges?
I think one huge challenge that we see, I don't think it's, referral sources. There's just an abundance of people that are sending in referrals. I think, Lance and I have been able to build at least 11 new referral sources just in the last 60 days since we launched the program and brought it online. I think it's what I'm seeing inside of those referrals of the potential participants. There's a big need for housing out here, emergency and transitional housing. I have a philosophy, Dr. Holt, is when a person has a safe, warm, or cool place that they know that they can go to and they have food to eat, they're better willing to program, take the medications they need for their mental health to stabilize, and actually engage and lean into the opportunities and the skill ups that they're being presented. So I think as a community, if we're gonna talk about healing trauma and people in a holistic way, we have to do something about our housing epidemic that's happening here just in our municipality.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, bro, we're talking about an issue that people are getting released, and we're doing an orientation every Tuesday out at the state prison, and there's 10 to 30 individuals there. There's still 100 to 200 that are violating every month and going back to prison off of their parole. Why is that, bro? Because they're not opening their mouth to ask for the help that they need, because they don't even know what to ask for, bro. And I know, because they are me. Okay, I didn't know what to ask for the day I got out. I have my little banker box. There's nobody there. They dropped me off, and here's a whole bunch of rules and regulations that I got to follow. What's next? Violate, go back, because that's what you get to thinking is your lot in life. Man, this is what I'm supposed to do. I get out, I violate, I go back. I get out, I violate, I go back. I do my time in a way that everybody looks at me like I'm some kind of great guy. Bro, they're putting people's lives in jeopardy because people are trying to move forward with their lives in prison, and they're moving them to institutions where their lives are in jeopardy. And DOC, we know you are doing that, okay? So please stop doing it. Stop putting lives in jeopardy that have put their lives in your hand to protect them into their futures. Whether they're out here or whether they're in there with you, you are still obligated to protect those people. And there are people being smashed and hurt, bro, because they chose a program to move forward with their life. and DOC didn't want to follow through with the program, so now they put all those people's lives in jeopardy.
Yeah.
That's not right, bro. It's the same thing at the county jail. We lost another life at the county jail now.
Yeah.
You know, when does it stop, and when is somebody going to pay attention? Because these lives mean something. My life means something, which means every other life in the joint means something, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got to start treating it like that. And these major news networks got to start following this. 32 deaths in the county jail, bro, over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I you know, doing this great work obviously takes money. It takes funding to do that. And right now with the new administration, you know, I'm not playing politics. I'm just talking about the reality of living in America. There's a lot of what ifs going on right now. So we're, you know, you're able to make some impacts, but we know if you interrupt those services, your impact is going to be affected. So how are you guys doing in regards to, and I know you're feeling it from just like a lot of organizations right now, like, you know, is we gonna be able to pay for these services? So where are you guys at on that?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's definitely a concern for the organization, as our organization as a whole. I think one of the benefits of Goodwill and being a president in Southern Arizona for many years, right, is that we're different than most nonprofits because we have our own economic engine. So, you know, I was just earlier, you know, assisting one of our senior leaders with a tour of our campus. And so you really get to understanding of, like, most people know about our donation centers, they know about the retail stores, but just how do we maximize what is donated to us? And those dollars, you know, that are generated goes to support a lot of the programs, you know.
Yeah.
If we really think about it, grants most times don't cover all of our programs, right? They don't cover everything that's the cost. So the community support of coming in, donating items, putting people in a position to be able to be employed to do the work that then in turns helps funds the services, the programs. That is what's really key for our survival throughout all of this. And it's not just only in these times, but I could even go back during the pandemic. So many people in the community, because we all just had time on our hands, people donated so much, and it's really helped us to thrive in this community. So
That's awesome.
there's a concern, but we're also in a pretty good place because we have that economic engine, and so we can make decisions to really support ongoing programs.
Awesome. Well, guys, you heard it. We excited to have the Goodwill with us on our show. I'm down to my last 2 minutes. Bears are in 30 seconds. Can you give us your closing statement, what you want the community to know?
Please contact me at bbarley at goodwilltucson.org for any information on reentry or any of the other services that Goodwill has to offer. You can consider me your hub. We want to service you, your family. We want Goodwill to be your first stop, whether it's you're paroling, releasing, homeless, whatever it is, your situation is in the community. Please think of Goodwill programming.
All right. Thank you, sir. Lance, what you want us to know, man, in the last 30 seconds?
I just want everybody to know we appreciate all of the support in the community. You know, when you think about what we're doing, we have 4 youth re-engagement centers in this community. We have career centers, 6 career centers. When you think about your donations, it really matters, and we care about what you bring to us, and we make sure that we find purpose in it. And so putting people to work is our main goal, and so that's what we're here to do, and we couldn't do it without the community support, so thank you.
All right, there you have it. Thank you all for coming out. We're looking forward to a great, strong year in our partnership with the Goodwill. All right, Tom, what we got in the community?
We got Market on the Move right now. Get your butt out there. Zion City, South Campus on Mission and Ajo. Up to 60 pounds of fresh food for $10 donation. Come on out there, man, and come out and see us. Fresh Start, we'll talk to you about the resources. We'll talk to you about all of that stuff. Talking to you guys, rehabilitation, it's about habilitation. Stop trying to rehabilitate something that's never been habilitated to begin with. Let's start from ground zero and move forward and build lives. God bless.
All right. All right, you heard it, guys. Listen, thank you for tuning in every Saturday morning. We see you next Saturday at 7:30, where we believe that everyone deserves a new beginning, fresh start.